What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk to you about MicroAlgo and also Hologram. I want to go over what's been driving it higher. Is there still opportunity to invest? I want to go over all the things that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So this stock, despite the level of fear that's been circling the broader market, this stock has been defying logic, and a lot of big money has really selected this as where they want to park their money and swing trade. Even myself, on a daily basis, I put out day trade opportunities on my Patreon. I've been bringing this one up every single day because it's kind of very repetitive. I always has a dip first thing and then it does recover. So essentially it's like a day trader's dream. So all in all though, the basis of why it is going up, that is a little bit more gray. But then again, typically with Chinese stocks, that's how the nature of the game. It's somewhat just Russian roulette. But if it is gaining some good momentum, you need to jump on board. So when it comes down to the recent news, they did put out this. So on March the 24th, they looks like they did issue that they were going to do that 80 cent per share offering. And so that works out to be, I think it was like 20 million or whatever else. Market loved that. Even though it does have convertible debt, which in my opinion isn't all that great, it's still like the market loved it and ate it up. And during that time frame, the market was not doing all too wasn't doing well at all. So over the last 5 days, with it still up 77.4%, absolutely amazing stuff. Whereas if you kind of look at this right here, so Hologram, typically they always did trade together. So prior to, I think it was like December or whatever, it always traded together. So if Hologram went up, you had MicroAlgo go up and vice versa. So the only thing that did change, which obviously is why I wanted to do this video, is Hologram, so ticker HOLO, did open up options. So as you can kind of see, they have options. And so for essentially a squeeze play slash momentum stock, options are, if you want to call it, just the devil. It's the worst thing that could potentially happen, because Hologram prior to that is what I like to call a pure squeeze play, because essentially a short, if they are shorting Hologram, they are naked. They cannot hedge with call options. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about, let's say a short enters in at 78 cents, but let's say they are afraid that it would go higher, they can just buy a $1 call. And so essentially if Hologram runs to, let's say $10, $20, they get to buy and cover at $1. So it's a very good hedge. And unfortunately, I've done many videos in the past on why I felt that was going to be the demise of Hologram. And since then, it has regrettably gone down. And plus, they've taken on a lot of debt and whatever else. But beside the point, there was one thing that did also happen yesterday on the 31st that is unfortunately not necessarily the best news for MicroAlgo, and that is them. So they did open up options. It is somewhat popular today, as you can kind of see, but like I said, shorts could hedge. And in MicroAlgo's case, you do see the short interest being 54.23%. Cost to borrow average is 413.44%. So the basis of a squeeze is there. And honestly, even though it's ran up like a lot over the last week and a half, shorts have been doubling down. So you can kind of see based on this right here, shorts have been really getting in. So yes, in theory, this could still really move higher because of this. But as far as the individuals that believe that this is going to like crazy numbers like 10,000 and whatever else, that I think is going to be off the table. Like I said, because now shorts can hedge with call options. So it's a little bit more of a negative thing in my opinion. The only other update that recently did come out was right here. So WIMI did disclose that they now have a 46.7 million stake in MicroAlgo. So that's a good thing. It looks like it increased from 36.9 million. So that was the last disclosure, would have been in probably I don't know, January or something like that. But nonetheless, I think that this is pretty good stuff. So yes, you can still swing trade this, and I feel like there's a hell of a lot of good opportunities to really make a lot of life-changing money with this. But for those individuals that are believing that this type of scenario will play out where it just goes to like 300 or 400 or even higher, I think that is off the table. And again, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news or whatever, but when Hologram, like, they went through the same type of scenario, and obviously with them doing that, like, there was nothing whatsoever. So right after here, I think this is the time frame, January-ish. That is where they did launch the options, or it might have been right before that. But like I said, I think it did just limit the overall squeezability of obviously Hologram and whatever else. Making up words here on a side note. So let me know your general thoughts on all of this. Are you a buyer of Hologram right now? Are you a buyer of MicroAlgo? I myself have swung trade this quite a lot, made a lot of good money. If there's good actual momentum with any stock, definitely jump on board, ride it up. Obviously, you just have to, the key is know when to take profits and stuff like that. So overall, fun times ahead. Give yourself a shout out in the comments about whether you've been buying or selling it. One final thing, if you're looking for some kick-ass buy signals, pop over to my Patreon. I get buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.